Hello students, you are welcome to economic online class. We are discussing the 7th chapter Indian economy. Okay, in the last class we completed about Thiruvalluvar's economic ideas and Thiruvalluvar's contribution to the economy. In this video we have to discuss about the thinker Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru and Ambedkar. Okay, their ideas about Indian economy. Gandhian economics is based on ethical foundation. He gave the ethical foundation to the economics. In 1921, Gandhi wrote, economics that hurt the moral well-being of an individual or a nation is immoral and therefore sinful. He wrote about this concept in his book. Again in 1924, he repeated the same belief that economy is untrue, which ignores or disregards moral values. He insisting the economy is untrue and which is ignores the moral values. So he concentrates about moral values in the economy. What about the economic ideas is based on the ethical foundation given by the Gandhi. He more concentrated about the moral values and the ethics. Okay, what are the salient features of Gandhian economic thoughts? Village Republic. The first one is Village Republic. To Gandhi, India lives in village. According to Gandhiji, India living in villages. He was interested in developing the villages as self-sufficient units. So his main aim and focus to increase the villages and developing the villages as a self-sufficient unit. He opposed the extensive use of machinery, urbanization and industrialization. He hesitated and opposed to machineries, urbanization and industrialization. This is his village republic. On machinery. Gandhiji described machinery as great sin. So that in the first point itself he said, he opposed to machinery, urbanization and industrialization. So that here also he described about machinery as a great sin. He said that books could be written to demonstrate its evil. So it is necessary to realize that machinery is bad. So instead of welcoming machinery as a boon, we should look upon it as an evil. It's because the peoples will be lazy, okay? Because of booming the machineries, inventories raising in the economy, what will be happen? So it will making the human being as a lazy people. So that he said about it is an evil. It would ultimately cease. According to Gandhiji, the machinery ultimately cease. He hesitate. He don't want machineries and all. So that he hesitate. Industrialism. Gandhiji considered industrialism as a curse. Okay. So curse on the mankind, which is the industrialization is one of the curse for the human being, he said. He thought industrialization depended entirely on a country's capacity to exploit. So that we are, suppose the country people, the entire country depending upon the industrialization means the country's capacity will be exploit. He mentioning here the resources. The country's capacity means resources and all will be exploit. And the fourth point is decentralization. He advocated a decentralized economy. It is production at a large number of places on a small scale or production in the people's home. So according to Gandhiji's idea, he advocated an decentralized economy. Okay, advocated and he decentralized the economy. It is the production at a large number of places. As his wish, the production should be increased a large number of places on a small scale, not in the huge level, small scale itself, or production in the people homes itself will be start. This is his aim. This is his wish. The next one is village Sarvodaya. According to Gandhi, real India was to be found in villages and not in the town or cities. According to Gandhiji, real people. So the real India was to be living in villages, not in the city. So he suggested that developed of self-sufficient and self-dependent villages. So that he advocated self-sufficient development in the villages. Okay, the bread labor. Each and every human beings are created by God for eating his own bread by the hard work. Okay, by the hard work of the human being. So that bread labor or body labor was the expression that Gandhi used to mean manual labor. The doctrine of trusteeship. Trusteeship provides a means of transforming the present capitalism order of the society into an egalitarian society, so that it gives no quarter to capitalism. However, now India experiences both casino capitalism and crony capitalism. This is ideas about Gandhiji for doctrine of trusteeship, transforming one society to another society. This is idea given by Gandhiji. On the food problem, Gandhiji was against any sort of food controls. So he against the food control. He thought such controls only created artificial scarcity. Once India was begging for food grain, but India tops the world with very large production of food grain, fruits, vegetables, milk, egg, meat, etc. So once upon a time, India begged for food grains from the other countries. But now, at present, India is the top country among the world, and very large production of food grains, fruits, vegetables, milk, meat, egg, etc. On population, Gandhiji opposed the method of population control through contraceptives. He was, however, in favor of birth control through brahmacharya or self-control. He against about contraceptives. Maybe control the family. So childbirth. Okay. He is not advocated to control the childbirth, but he is saying one idea about control the childbirth. What? Brahmacharya. Okay. If you don't want child, you don't marry. You don't want to marry. So brahmacharya or self control is the only one idea to control the family. You no need to family planning. Okay. He considered self control as a sovereign remedy to the problem of overpopulation. So overpopulation controlled by brahmacharya or self-control. This idea said by Gandhiji for the population increasing. On the prohibition, Gandhiji advocated 10% prohibition. He regarded the use of liquor as a disease rather than a vice. Okay, the liquor using is very, very dangerous disease according to Gandhiji. He felt that it was better for India to be poor than to have thousands of drunkards. If the peoples are drinking and through the drinking liquors, they will be get disease and they will die. So Gandhiji advocated that it was better than India to poor than the have thousands of drunkards. But now many states depend on revenue from the liquors only, isn't it? So on prohibition according to the Gandhiji on the liquors. So this is the salient features of Gandhian economic thought. The next thinker is Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru one of the chief builders of modern India. He was the first Prime Minister of independent India and he was there in that post till his death in 1964. Till 1964, he was the Prime Minister of India. He was a great patriot, thinker, and statesman. His views on economics and social problems are found in the innumerable speeches he made and in his book and he wrote. So many books he wrote and he spoke about many social problems, economic problems, probably economic problems. What about said about democracy and secularism? So Nehru ji said about democracy and secularism. Jawaharlal Nehru was the firm believer in democracy. He believed in free speech, civil liberty, adult franchise, and the rule of law and parliamentary democracy. So everything he spoke about economic ideas. And secularism, he concentrated secularism in another signal contribution of Nehru to India. In our country, there are many religions: Hinduism, Islam, Christian, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism, Sikhism, and so on. But there is no domination by religion majority. Okay? There is no domination among the religious people. Secularism means equal respect for all religion. That's why we saying unity in diversity. Okay? India experiencing unity in diversity. So that Nehru ji advocated democracy and secularism. Planning. He said about planning. We know that the 5-year plan brought by Jawaharlal Nehru, isn't it? So that he gave interest in planning. So Jawaharlal Nehru was responsible for the introduction of planning in our country. To Jawaharlal Nehru, the plan was essentially an integrated approaches for development. So initiating the debate on the second plan in the Lok Sabha in May 1956, Nehru spoke on the theme of planning. Okay, in the Lok Sabha, May 1956, Nehru spoke on the theme of planning. He said, the essence of planning is to find the best way to utilize all the resources of manpower, of money, and so on. Planning for Nehru was essentially linked with industrialization and eventual self-reliance for the country's economic growth on a self-accelerating growth. Okay, like Gandhiji, he also advocated self-accelerating growth of a country. Nehru carried through this basic strategy of planned economy. Okay, planned economy or planned development. Nehru's contribution to the advancement of science, research, technology, and industrial development cannot be forgotten. So these are all important and major decision taken by the Jawaharlal Nehru. What are the departments? Research, science, technology, industrial development. These are all. Okay, these are all the department he gave important. It was during his period many IITs and research institutions were established. Okay, during his period many IITs and research centers established. He always insisted scientific temper. He concentrated about scientific temper, which is science department, so that he gave enough of knowledge, enough of interest in technology. Okay, science and technology, research, and IIT and all started by Jawaharlal Nehru. Democratic socialism. Socialism is another contribution of Nehru to India. Like democracy, secularism, democratic socialism also the main contribution of the Nehru to the India. He put the country on the road towards the socialistic pattern of society. But Nehru socialism is democratic socialism. So democracy also, the secularism as well as the socialism spoke by the Jawaharlal Nehru. This is the Jawaharlal Nehru contribution, economic contribution. Okay, Next one is B.R. Ambedkar. So B.R. Ambedkar was a versatile personality. He was the architect of the Indian Constitution. We know that, isn't it? He only wrote the Indian Constitution, a custodian of social justice and a champion of socialism and state planning. Ambedkar's writing included ancient Indian commerce. So about commerce also he wrote in his book, which is Ancient Indian Commerce. This may be asked in your 1 mark. Okay. A thesis submitted to the Columbia University for the award of Master of Arts degree in 1915. The National Dividend of India, a historical and analytical study. His thesis was published as The Evolution of Provincial Finance in British India, a study of the provincial decentralization of imperial finance. He gave importance to the Indian finance, okay, which is imperial finance. Many theses he submitted, okay, many theses about commerce and finance, economics, everything he submitted. And history also, historical and analytical study about national dividend he submitted. Ambedkar thesis on provincial decentralization of imperial finance in British India was accepted for MSc degree in 1921. Okay, so that he got MSc degree in 1921 for his thesis. Okay, and his thesis, the problem of the rupee. This is also one of the thesis submitted by B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, this got and accepted for the award of the DSc degree by the London School of Economics in 1923. This is also one of the 1 mark question. Okay, it is a miracle that RBI was conceptualized as per the guidelines presented by Ambedkar in his book. Okay, at present also the Ambedkar ideas about the problems of rupee. Okay, that book guided by the Ambedkar, the RBI also followed that Ambedkar book. Okay, so the problem of the rupee, its origin, its solution. The origin and solution of the rupee explained in his book. So the RBI also followed his ideas. The main economic ideas of the Ambedkar may be studied under 4 broad headings. Okay, the 4 broad headings we have to continue in the next class. Okay, I hope that till start you understood the concept. Okay, go through the video carefully, understand the concept well, and if you have any doubt, immediately ask me.